Thank you for your hard work today. In this video, I will be reading a story that is perfect for bedtime. It is created with sleep-friendly background music, so if you get sleepy, feel free to fall asleep while the video continues to play. I would appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. Now let's get started. A Journey Through the Stars. Chapter 1. Under the Night Sky. As night fell, the stars began to shine. Their beautiful light twinkled like scattered jewels across the vast sky. In a small village lived a boy named Kyle, who loved to gaze at the starry sky every night. In his backyard stood a large, old oak tree, and under that tree was Kyle's special place. There, soft grass spread out, allowing him to lie down and look up at the stars. Kyle dreamed of adventures in distant worlds as he looked up at the starry sky. To him, the stars felt like guides to unknown realms. One night, as he gazed at the stars as usual, one particularly bright star caught his eye. It shone brighter and warmer than any other star. There must be something special about that star, Kyle thought. That night, he dreamed of chasing that star. In his dream, he flew freely among the stars, visiting various star kingdoms. When he woke up, Kyle wished that dream would come true. The next evening, Kyle went out to his backyard again and looked up at that shining star. Quietly, he made a wish in his heart. "Please, take me to the world of the stars." At that moment, the star shone even brighter, enveloping Kyle in a warm light. When he opened his eyes, he found himself standing in an unfamiliar place. It was a world as beautiful as the night sky. Countless stars twinkled in the sky, and a soft light illuminated the surroundings. In front of Kyle spread a silver path that led towards the shining star he had been chasing. This is the beginning of a journey through the starry sky, Kyle thought. He took one step after another along the starry path. With each step, the light of the stars warmly enveloped his heart, removing his anxieties and fears. Filled with a sense of comfort, Kyle resolved to continue his journey through the starry sky. Thus began Kyle's journey among the stars. With his heart pounding with excitement for adventures in unknown worlds, he followed the guidance of the stars, not yet knowing the surprises and discoveries that awaited him on his journey. Chapter 2. The Whispers of the Stars. As Kyle walked along the silver path, he found himself visiting various star kingdoms. The first kingdom he reached was Lumina. The Lumina star shone with a pale blue light, and the entire area was enveloped in a calm and serene atmosphere. When Kyle set foot on this land, fluffy particles of light floated up, gently illuminating his surroundings. "Welcome, Kyle," a gentle voice spoke to him. When Kyle turned around, he saw Lumina, the spirit of the star, standing there. She wore a pale blue robe and had eyes that sparkled like stars. "I am Lumia, the guardian of Lumina. Let me help you on your journey through the starry sky." Grateful for the warm welcome, Kyle decided to explore the kingdom of Lumina, with Lumia as his guide. They walked along the blue lighted path, taking in the various beautiful landscapes. There were soft, glowing meadows, shimmering lakes, and forests bathed in starlight. Kyle felt as if everything was as beautiful as a dream. Lumia taught Kyle about the whispers of the stars. Each star had its own unique story, and those stories were told through the light that shone in the night sky. Kyle was deeply moved by this and wanted to learn more about the stars' tales. One evening, Lumia took Kyle to a special place. It was an observatory at the top of Lumina. From there, the vast starry sky could be seen all around. Lumia said to Kyle, "Listen to the whispers of the stars here." Kyle listened quietly. He heard faint voices. They were the whispers of the stars, each telling its own story. Kyle was captivated by these beautiful stories and listened intently, forgetting the passage of time. "The stories of the stars give us important lessons," Lumia said. "By knowing them, your journey will become richer." Kyle's heart was filled with gratitude. He thanked Lumia and returned to the silver path once again. With the whispers of the stars in his heart, he moved on to his next destination. Kyle's journey through the starry sky had only just begun. His heart was filled with a new determination, an anticipation for the unknown worlds that awaited him. Following the guidance of the stars, Kyle set off for further adventures. Chapter 3: The Garden of Dreams. Kyle continued along the silver path and soon arrived in the land of Elna. Elna was a place of storybook beauty, where colorful flowers bloomed in abundance and a gentle fragrance wafted through the air on the breeze. As Kyle stepped into this land, the flowers swayed gently as if to welcome him. "Welcome, Kyle," a graceful voice greeted him. When he turned around, he saw Elna, the spirit of the flowers. She wore a vibrant floral dress and had hair that shimmered like a rainbow. "I'm Elna, the guardian of this star. Let me show you the Garden of Dreams." With Elna as his guide, Kyle explored the Garden of Dreams in Elna. The garden was as enchanting as a dream, with flowers of various colors glowing softly. Elna explained to Kyle the special meanings and stories behind each flower. Kyle listened to these beautiful tales and felt his heart being soothed. In the depths of the garden was a large pond with crystal clear water. Elna led Kyle to the edge of the pond. said, "This water is called the dream water. When you immerse your hands in it, it calms your mind and brings you good dreams." Kyle followed Elna's instructions and dipped his hands into the pond. A warm sensation spread through his heart, and he felt his fatigue melt away. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and savored the feeling. After a while, Elna spoke to Kyle. "Your journey continues, but do not forget the calm heart you have found in this garden. It will enrich your journey and give you the strength to proceed with confidence." Filled with gratitude, Kyle thanked Elna and returned to the silver path once more. With the peace he had gained from the Garden of Dreams, he continued on to his next adventure. Kyle's journey through the starry sky was far from over. Filled with anticipation for the new worlds that awaited him, he renewed his resolve to explore the deeper realms of the stars. Following the guidance of the stars, Kyle continued his journey into the unknown. Chapter 4: The Kingdom of the Wind. Leaving the land of Elna, Kyle continued walking along the silver path. His next destination was Ara, the land where the wind constantly blew. Ara was a place of vast grasslands and towering mountains, filled with the beauty of nature. The wind rustled the grass and gently caressed Kyle's hair. "Welcome, Kyle," a clear voice greeted him. When he turned around, he saw Alice, the spirit of the wind. Alice wore a transparent robe and had a light, airy appearance, as if he were made of the wind itself. "I am Alice, the guardian of Ara. Let me show you the kingdom of the wind." With Alice as his guide, Kyle explored the kingdom of the wind. It was an open, breezy place where white clouds drifted in the sky, and distant mountains appeared blue and hazy. As the refreshing air enveloped him, Kyle felt his heart lighten. "Wind is free and often brings change," Alice said. "By listening to the voice of the wind and accepting its teachings, your journey will gain deeper meaning." Following Alice's advice, Kyle listened to the wind. It whispered softly, imparting various pieces of wisdom and lessons. Kyle etched these teachings into his heart, determined to apply them to his journey. In the heart of the kingdom of the wind stood a gigantic windmill surrounded by wind instruments. Alice showed Kyle the wind instruments, saying, "These instruments play music using the power of the wind. Their melodies soothe the soul and bring peace." Kyle picked up one of the wind instruments and gently blew into it. A soft melody floated on the breeze, calming Kyle's heart. The music was like a harmony played by nature itself, bringing deep peace to his soul. By remembering this wind music, you will be able to face any difficulty, Alice said. The wind will always guide and support you. Filled with gratitude, Kyle thanked Alice and returned to the silver path once more. With the wisdom and peace he had gained from the kingdom of the wind, he continued on to his next adventure. Kyle's journey through the starry sky was far from over. His heart was now filled with new resolve and hope, and he eagerly anticipated the unknown worlds that awaited him. Following the guidance of the stars, Kyle set off for further adventures. Final chapter: The Summit of the Stars. After a long journey, Kyle finally reached the summit of the stars. It was a place where all the stars could be seen, and their radiant light welcomed him. At the summit stood a grand star gate beyond, which awaited the King of the Stars. "Welcome, Kyle," the King of the Stars said with a gentle smile. "Your journey through the starry sky reaches a milestone here. However, this is not an end, but a new beginning." The King of the Stars handed Kyle a star key. This key symbolizes the wisdom and power of all the stars you have visited. Carry this key in your heart as you continue on your path in life. Kyle gripped the star key tightly and bowed deeply. "Thank you. I have learned so much on this journey. I will never forget the guidance of the stars, and will continue to walk my own path." The King of the Stars nodded warmly, blessing Kyle. "May your future be filled with happiness. The stars will always watch over you." Kyle looked out at the view from the summit, his heart swelling with new hope and determination. With the wisdom and strength he had gained from his journey through the stars, he returned to his own world. His heart was full of the lessons and power he had received during his travels. Thus, Kyle's journey through the starry sky came to an end, but it also marked the beginning of a new adventure. Following the guidance of the stars, Kyle continued to forge his own path. The Little Boat of the Galaxy. Chapter 1: Departure on the River of Stars. Long, long ago, at the edge of the galaxy, there was a vast universe filled with countless shimmering stars. Within this universe lay a small country of stars. The inhabitants of this star country loved to embark on dream journeys at night, riding in small boats that floated in the starry sky. During the day, the star country was enveloped in a blue sky and white clouds, with the warm sunlight gently bathing the land. However, when night fell, countless stars would illuminate the sky, creating a breathtaking scene as if the heavens were adorned with countless jewels. The inhabitants would relish this sight, each imagining their own star story. One quiet night, a young girl from the star country named Lilith decided to embark on her first solo journey across the river of stars. Her small boat, bathed in the moonlight, glistened silver, appearing as though it were woven from silver threads. The boat floated on the river of stars, gently carried along by the current. Lilith took a deep breath to calm herself and stepped into the boat. The soft night breeze gently caressed her hair as the boat began to quietly move along the river of stars. The shimmering stars reflected on the river's surface, making it seem as if she was traversing a path of stars. Chapter 2: Encounter in the Star Forest. Lilith fell into a deep sleep as she crossed the river of stars. Her small boat drifted quietly, with the current gliding under the night sky filled with stars. After a while, Lilith woke up within her dream. Before her eyes spread a beautiful forest glittering with countless stars. This forest was known as the Star Forest, and according to the legends of the Star Country, various star spirits were said to reside here. Lilith guided her boat to the shore of the forest and gently disembarked. At her feet bloomed flowers that shone with the light of the stars, and a sweet fragrance wafted through the night air. As Lilith began to walk through the star forest, she heard a strange sound. It was a melody of gentle, harmonious notes. Following the sound, she came upon a small spring. Around the spring, spirits that looked like particles of light danced gracefully. "Hello, Lilith. We are the star spirits. We knew you would come to this forest," one spirit spoke kindly to her. Lilith's heart filled with surprise and joy. "Hello, spirits. I am on a journey across the river of stars. This forest is truly beautiful." The spirits welcomed Lilith with smiles. "Your journey will become even more wonderful from here. We are here to guide and help you." Grateful, Lilith decided to explore the star forest with the spirits. They told her secrets and wondrous tales of the forest. She learned about trees imbued with the power of stars, flowers that glowed with starry light, and places where the songs of the stars could be heard. That night, Lilith spent time with the star spirits under a large tree. At the heart of the star forest, this tree was called the Great Star Tree, revered as the guardian deity of the forest. Enchanted by its beautiful presence, Lilith sat quietly and listened to the stories of the Great Star Tree. "Lilith, your journey has just begun. By crossing the river of stars, you will gain new experiences and knowledge, and ahead lies a splendid future," the Great Star Tree spoke to her. Encouraged by these words, Lilith renewed her resolve. "Thank you, Great Star Tree. I vow to grow through this journey and bring new light to the star country. That night, Lilith slept peacefully under the great star tree, listening to the songs of the stars with the star spirits. The light of the stars enveloped her, bringing a comfortable sleep. In her dreams, Lilith enjoyed the beauty of the star forest, sensing that further adventures and encounters awaited her. Chapter 3: The Secret of the Moon Mountain. As dawn broke over the star forest, Lilith prepared for the next leg of her journey. The spirits bid her a warm farewell and guided her toward her next destination, the Moon Mountain. This mountain was considered the most mystical place in the star country, rumored to hold ancient wisdom. Lilith returned to her small boat and continued her journey along the river of stars. As night fell, a large full moon rose in the sky, brightly illuminating her path. The moonlight enhanced the silver glow of her boat, bringing a sense of calm to her heart. After a while, the towering Moon Mountain appeared before Lilith. At its peak, a beautiful white stone reflected the moonlight. Lilith guided her boat to the shore and began her ascent of the mountain. The path was quiet, exuding a mystical atmosphere, different from that of the star forest. As she climbed, Lilith reached an ancient stone temple halfway up the mountain. This temple was said to be the dwelling place of the moon gods and had long been shrouded in silence. Lilith respectfully entered the temple, mindful of its tranquility. Inside the temple, moonlight streamed in, bathing the interior in a soft, bluish-white glow. Moved by the sight, Lilith ventured further in and discovered stone tablets inscribed with ancient wisdom. These tablets detailed the history of the star country and secrets for harnessing the power of the stars. Lilith carefully read the tablets. They described ancient rituals to protect the star country and methods for foreseeing the future by borrowing the power of the stars. She vowed to remember this knowledge and use it for the benefit of her homeland. Just then, a gentle voice resonated in her ears. Lilith, you are on the right path. By learning the secrets of Moon Mountain, you will bring new light to the star country. Lilith turned toward the voice and saw a beautiful moon goddess emerging from the moonlight. The goddess smiled gracefully and approached Lilith. I am Luna, the moon goddess. I am here to watch over you and assist you on your journey. Filled with deep gratitude, Lilith bowed her head. Thank you, Lady Luna. I will continue my journey across the river of stars to bring new wisdom and light to the star country. Luna nodded gently. Your resolve is noble. Remember the wisdom of Moon Mountain, and when the time comes to return to the star country, spread this knowledge. That night, Lilith spent a peaceful time in the Moon Temple, conversing with Luna under the moonlight, she received further wisdom and strength from the moon goddess. Renewing her determination to fulfill her mission, the next morning, Lilith resumed her journey, setting sail once again on the river of stars. With the wisdom of Moon Mountain and Luna's guidance in her heart, she moved forward to bring new hope to the Star Country. Chapter 4 Adventure on the Silver Sea. Having departed from Moon Mountain, Lilith continued her journey along the river of stars in her small boat. Her next destination was the Silver Sea. This sea marked the end of the River of Stars and was a mystical place with vast silver waves. When Lilith arrived at the Silver Sea, she was breathless at its beauty. The Silver Sea sparkled under the starry light, with gentle waves allowing her boat to glide smoothly across its surface. Lilith believed that crossing the Silver Sea would grant her even more wisdom and power. After a while, Lilith spotted a small island floating in the middle of the sea. This island was known as the Star Island, said to be the place where the power of the stars was strongest. Lilith steered her boat to the shore of the island and gently disembarked. The Star Island was covered in beautiful flowers that glowed with starry light. Enchanted by the sight, Lilith made her way to the center of the island, where a large star stone stood. This stone was said to hold ancient star power, and Lilith believed that by obtaining this power, she would achieve further growth. As Lilith touched the star stone, a warm light enveloped her. The stone's glow intensified, ready to bestow ancient wisdom and power upon her. Feeling this power, Lilith envisioned the future of the Star Country in her heart. At that moment, a gentle voice echoed from afar. Lilith, you are the hope of the Star Country. With the power of this star stone, bring new light to your homeland. Inspired by these words, Lilith engraved the star stone's power into her heart. I will use this power for the Star Country. I vow to bring new hope and light to our land. That night, Lilith spent quietly on Star Island. Feeling the power of the star stone, she renewed her determination to continue her journey for greater wisdom and strength. The starry light embraced her, bringing a comforting sleep. The next morning, Lilith resumed her journey on the River of Stars. With the power she gained from Star Island and the Silver Sea, she sailed on, determined to bring new hope to the Star Country. Her heart was filled with anticipation and hope for the future. Lilith's journey continued. As the day to return to the Star Country approached, she sensed that more adventures and encounters awaited her. Rocked gently by the calm waves of the Silver Sea, Lilith pressed forward, committed to fulfilling her mission of bringing new light to the Star Country. Final chapter, a new dawn for the Star Country. Lilith crossed the Silver Sea and began her journey once more. along the river of stars. With the power of the stars, the wisdom of Moon Mountain, and the newfound strength from the silver sea in her heart, she aimed to return to the star country. Her heart was filled with hope and anticipation, determined to bring new light to her homeland. As the end of her journey approached, Lilith was once again captivated by the beautiful scenery along the banks of the River of Stars. Star flowers bloomed in profusion, their sweet fragrance carried on the night breeze. The starlight reflected off the river's surface, making it appear as though she was traversing a path of stars. Upon returning to the star country, the inhabitants welcomed Lilith warmly. Hearing the tales of her adventures, they felt renewed hope for the future of their land. Lilith shared the wisdom and power she had gained from her journey, devising plans to make the star country an even better place. A grand festival was held in celebration of Lilith's return. Countless stars glittered in the night sky, and the moon gently illuminated the scene. Under the starry light, the inhabitants danced, sang, and celebrated Lilith's adventures. As Lilith watched, she felt the unifying strength of the star country. At the end of the festival, Lilith stood in the center of the star country and addressed the inhabitants. We possess the power and wisdom of the stars. Let's use this power to make our country more beautiful and peaceful. The inhabitants were moved by Lilith's words and pledged to build a new future with her. As the leader of the star country, Lilith guided the people, dedicating herself to the prosperity of their land. Her adventure became a legend of the star country, passed down to future generations. Years passed since Lilith's journey, and the star country became increasingly beautiful and peaceful. Under the ever-shining starlit sky, Lilith quietly reflected. Her adventure had ended, but the experiences and wisdom she gained continued to illuminate the star country eternally. Lilith gazed up at the night sky. The glittering stars brought peace to her heart and hope for the future. She believed that the star country would continue to shine brightly. Lilith's adventure had concluded, but the story of the star country continued. Under the starlight, the inhabitants would guard their land, holding new dreams and hopes. Dreams by a Quiet Lake. Chapter 1: A Lakeside Encounter. Lily, who lived in a small village surrounded by a quiet lakeshore, had a nightly ritual of gazing at the starry sky by the lake. The moonlight reflected on the lake's surface was like a calming magic for her. One calm evening, as usual, Lily was sitting on a bench by the lake. The twinkling stars in the clear night sky seemed to be speaking to her. A gentle breeze caressed her cheeks, and she took a slow, deep breath. At that moment, she heard faint music coming from across the lake. Curious, Lily strained her eyes towards the sound. On a small boat in the distance, a young man was sitting quietly playing a guitar. The melody harmonized perfectly with the lake's tranquility, gently enveloping Lily's heart. Lily stood up and walked quietly to the edge of the lake. Listening to the young man's music, she was captivated by the beautiful melody. Eventually, the young man noticed her presence, smiled gently, and waved. "Good evening," he greeted softly. "Stargazing alone on such a night, what a wonderful hobby." Lily returned his smile. "Good evening. Your music is beautiful. It's like listening to the voice of the lake." The young man put his guitar down slightly. "Thank you. My name is Alan. Coming here calms my mind. My name is Lily. Indeed, this lake is a special place," she said, gazing at their reflections on the water. They continued to talk, and the time they spent by the lakeshore passed quickly. The music carried by the night breeze, and their gentle conversation gradually brought their hearts closer together. Lily and Alan talked naturally, as if they were longtime friends. The words exchanged under the starry sky felt special. Eventually, as the night grew late, it was time for Lily to go home. Before saying goodbye to Alan, she promised, "Let's meet here again." "Of course. I look forward to seeing you again," Alan replied. That night, in her dreams, Lily once again saw the lakeside scenery. The time spent with her new friend was etched in her heart as a precious memory. Chapter 2: The Secret of the Lake. Lily and Alan continued to meet by the lakeshore almost every night. Under the starry sky, they would talk, and sometimes float a small boat on the calm lake, enjoying the night breeze. The sound of Alan's guitar became something special to Lily, and his music healed her heart. One evening, Lily decided to share the secret of the lake with Alan. There was a mysterious legend that had been passed down about the lake. It was a precious memory from her childhood, often recounted by her grandmother. "Alan, did you know that this lake has a special power?" Lily began softly. Alan looked at her with a surprised expression and asked with keen interest, "A special power? What kind of power?" Smiling, Lily continued, "It's said that this lake can grant the wishes of your heart. My grandmother told me that on nights when the full moon is reflected on the lake, if you strongly wish for your most important important desire in your heart. That wish will come true. Alan nodded, impressed. That's a wonderful story. Have you ever had a wish come true, Lily? Lily laughed a little shyly. Actually, I haven't tried it yet. But meeting you feels like one of my wishes has already come true. Alan smiled back at her words and replied, I feel the same way, Lily. The time I spent here with you is the greatest gift for me. That night, as they talked by the lake shore, their hearts connected even more deeply. The tranquility of the lake and the beauty of the starry sky strengthened their bond. On a full moon night, Lily and Alan met by the lakeshore again. The full moon reflected on the lake was magically beautiful, and it brought a special feeling to their hearts. Lily suggested to Alan, let's make a wish on the lake tonight. Alan agreed to the suggestion. Yes, Lily. Let's entrust our most important wishes to this lake. They quietly gazed at the lake's surface and strongly envisioned their wishes in their hearts. At that moment, a streak of light ran across the lake, as if their wishes had been accepted. In her heart, Lily wished, I hope I can always be with Alan. Alan too held the same wish in his heart. That night, they left the lakeshore feeling more deeply connected than ever. The gentle sound of the lake's waves resonated softly in their hearts. Chapter 3: The Changing Seasons. As the end of summer approached, the scenery around the lakeshore began to change. The leaves on the trees started to turn colors, and the view reflected on the lake became vibrant with the hues of autumn. Lily and Alan continued to meet by the lakeshore almost every night, talking under the starry sky. One evening, Lily asked Alan, Alan, what was your wish? After thinking for a moment, Alan replied, my wish was to always be with you, Lily. Lily was deeply moved by his words and smiled. I made the same wish. She felt a sense of destiny knowing their wishes were the same. As the long autumn night set in, Lily and Alan cherished their time by the lakeshore even more. The trees around the lake glowed golden, and fallen leaves gently settled at their feet. While playing his guitar, Alan began composing a new song for Lily. One day, Lily started sharing memories of her childhood with Alan. She told him how her family had lived in the village for generations as guardians of the lake. Her grandparents and parents loved the lake and had dedicated themselves to preserving its beauty. My grandmother always said the lake has a special power, but to truly understand that power, you have to love and cherish the lake with all your heart. Lily said, gazing at her reflection on the lake's surface. Alan listened intently and remarked, your family is wonderful. Their love and care for the lake must be what makes this place so special. One night, Lily decided to show Alan a secret place deep within the lake. It was a special location, known only to her family, symbolizing their role as the lake's guardians. Alan was intrigued by the story and followed Lily to the location. Walking quietly along the lakeshore, Lily shared the history and significance of the place with Alan. Eventually, they reached a small cave deep within the lake. Inside the cave, ancient drawings and inscriptions remained, evoking a sense of the lake's mystery. This is the place our family has protected for generations, Lily said quietly. Believing in the lake's power and preserving its beauty is our mission. Deeply moved by her words, Alan vowed, "Lily, I want to support your family's mission. I want to continue loving this lake together with you." Lily was grateful for Alan's words, and they held hands quietly in the cave. The tranquility of the lake and the mystery of the cave strengthened their bond even more. Chapter 4, Guardians of the Lake. As autumn deepened, the lakeside scenery was enveloped in fall foliage. Lily and Alan grew closer, firmly deciding to fulfill their roles as guardians of the lake together. Alan began learning about the lake's history and the knowledge passed down through Lily's family, preparing to become a part of her family. One day, Lily's grandmother called Lily and Alan to impart an important ceremony for becoming guardians of the lake. This ceremony was crucial for officially inheriting the lake's power and held significant meaning for both Lily and Alan. Lily, Alan. Today, we will conduct the official ceremony to become guardians of the lake. The grandmother began quietly. This lake has been protected by our family for generations. Passing on its power to the next generation is our mission. Lily and Alan listened intently to her words. The grandmother led them to an old shrine by the lake and stopped in front of it. This shrine is said to house the spirit of the lake. By showing gratitude to the spirit and vowing to protect the lake, we fulfill our mission, the grandmother said, offering a prayer in front of the shrine. Lily and Alan followed her lead and prayed quietly. At that moment, the lake's surface glowed as if the spirit had accepted their vow. In her heart, Lily strongly vowed to continue protecting the lake and the surrounding nature. When the ceremony ended, the grandmother gently told Lily and Alan, "From now on, the two of you will protect the lake. Believe in the power of this lake and pass on its beauty to the next generation." Afterward, Lily and Alan patrolled the lakeshore daily, continuing their efforts to protect the lake's environment. They cleaned the lake and organized events to educate visitors about the lake's importance. Alan's music also became a vital means of conveying the lake's beauty, touching many who heard his performance. One evening, Lily and Alan sat quietly by the lakeshore, gazing at the starry sky. Alan began playing his guitar, performing a new song he had composed for Lily. The melody harmonized with the lake's tranquility, resonating deeply in their hearts. Lily, let's keep working together to protect this lake. Meeting you has been the greatest happiness for me, Alan said softly to Lily. Lily smiled at his words and replied, I feel the same way, Alan. My wish is to continue protecting this lake with you. That night, they felt that their time spent by the lakeshore symbolized a happy future to come. By fulfilling their mission as guardians of the lake, their bond grew stronger, and they deeply understood the meaning of living in harmony with the lake. Final chapter, an eternal bond. The season shifted to winter, and the lakeshore was enveloped in a serene, snow-covered landscape. Snow blanketed the ground, the trees wore a beautiful coat of snow, and the lake's surface was frozen. Despite the cold, Lily and Alan spent their evenings by the lake, enjoying its winter beauty. On one special night, Lily and Alan gathered in a small cabin by the lake. This cabin had been protected by Lily's family for generations, and was a place where they could feel a deep connection with the lake's spirit. By the fireplace, they enjoyed a quiet moment with warm drinks in hand. Lily, I can't put into words how much these moments here mean. To me, Alan said softly. Smiling, Lily replied, I feel the same, Alan. Being with you helps me appreciate the beauty and importance of the lake even more. That night, Alan decided to show Lily something special. He picked up his guitar and began to play a new song he had composed for her. The song celebrated the time they had spent together and the beauty of the lake, deeply touching Lily's heart. This song is a tribute to you and the lake, Alan said quietly after finishing his performance. With tears of emotion in her eyes, Lily responded, Thank you, Alan. It's such a beautiful song. At that moment, as snow softly fell outside, a shooting star streaked across the night sky. Lily and Alan smiled at each other as they witnessed this beautiful sight. Alan, let's stay together forever to keep protecting the lake, Lily said gently. Taking Lily's hand, Alan vowed, Of course, Lily. Being with you makes me truly happy. I'll always stay by your side, protecting this lake. That night, they sat quietly by the fireplace, feeling a new bond and hope for the future. Fulfilling their mission as guardians of the lake strengthened their hearts and their connection. As spring arrived and the snow began to melt, the lakeshore transformed back into a lively landscape. The trees were wrapped in fresh greenery. Flowers bloomed, and the lake's surface once again bore gentle waves. Lily and Alan continued their efforts to protect the lake's beauty and shared its charm with many people. Their efforts gradually bore fruit, and the villagers began to understand the importance of the lake. By continuing to fulfill their roles as guardians, Lily and Alan felt that they had the power to unite the entire village. "Lily, our wish has come true," Alan said with a gentle smile. "Yes, Alan, living with the lake is our happiness," Lily replied, smiling back. Hand in hand, they walked along the quiet lakeshore. The tranquility and beauty of the lake etched an eternal bond into their hearts. Lily and Alan vowed to live together as guardians of the lake forever, in harmony with the lake's spirit